Alright, so it's going to be a quick video. I'm going to sort of sum up, give my thoughts on both Microsoft's E3 conference and Bethesda's E3 conference. So, well, I mean, EA set the bar so fucking low with that god-awful conference they did that everything else is going to seem amazing. I mean, EA did everyone else a favour with just how bad that was. Fuck me. That was worse than I expected. Probably the worst conference I've ever seen. And that's saying something. EA never cease to amaze me. I don't know how they fucking do it. Wow, so bad. If you saw my reaction, you saw, not only did I lose my mind and contract AIDS, it was that bad. But I didn't even get through it. I switched it off. I said, fuck it, I'm not watching this anymore. I don't even know why I started. I don't know why I would start watching that. What was... Do I enjoy torturing myself? Possibly. But that was so... Oh, why do they even show up to E3? Who gives a shit? Right. It's gotta be just for the investors at it, because that's not for the gamers. It's not. It's fucking not. But, oh, I mean, I had to cut it off when they showed the mobile game. They give significant time to a fucking mobile game. Fuck off with mobile games at E3. Are you kidding me? Oh, just fuck off with mobile games in general. But they gave significant time to a mobile game. They brought these two guys on it. We were supposed to know who they were, and I didn't have a fucking clue. And they started playing this versus game with some cheesy commentary on it. But to make it even worse, that free-to-play mobile game turned out to be Command and Conquer. Oh, I mean, it's necrophilia at this point, isn't it? What EA is doing to Command and Conquer. It's necrophilia. They are defiling the corpse of Command and Conquer. Just leave it alone. Oh, Command and Conquer died a long time ago. And I swear to God, they're doing this just to piss people off. I think EA gets a kick out of being hated. They must do. The fact they keep doing this sort of shit, they must enjoy it. Nothing else makes sense. Fuck Electronic Arts, honestly. Right, that's enough about them. Let's move on. So, yeah, Microsoft. So, I mean, compared to EA's conference, it was fucking amazing, was Microsoft. And it wasn't amazing, but compared to that, it was. But anything's going to seem amazing compared to that fucking sack of shit. But Microsoft, it was a good showing. I enjoyed it. They showed quite a lot of games. Most of it was multi-platform, but there was some interesting stuff there. I mean, as I expected from Microsoft, very little in the way of exclusives. That's just been the thing with Microsoft this generation. Been very underwhelming from them, very disappointing. They just haven't had the exclusives. To me, that's the most important part, you know, for a console, is what games can I only get on this system? And the answer to that for Microsoft is fuck all. Really, they've done a piss poor job getting those exclusive out. I mean... Okay, I enjoyed Quantum Break. I'm dead serious, I'm struggling to think of any other... Quantum Break. Oh, and Gears of War 4. That's literally all I can think of. I'm dead serious, I can't think of anything else. Point is, me buying an Xbox One was a massive waste of money. I'm not happy. Probably my least favourite console of all time. And that's such a shame because the Xbox 360 is one of my favourite consoles of all time. It's been shit from Microsoft. They really need to sort themselves out for next gen. But anyway, they did show a few exclusives. I think most of it was like indie stuff and whatever. If you're into those, I guess that's good. I don't really play indie games. Nothing against them, but they're not really for me. Something interesting they have done though is they've bought out some studios to focus on first party, which is obviously a good thing, something they should have done a while back. But they now own Ninja Theory, who did the DMC reboot, who did just recently the fantastic Hellblade, the incredibly underrated Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, I think that's what it was called. That was brilliant on Xbox 360. And they did Heavenly Sword, I think, on PS3. But a very good studio there, so that's a good acquisition for Microsoft. They now own Undead Labs as well, who did the State of Decay games. Yeah, not got much positive to say about State of Decay 2. They own the Forza Horizon guys now, forget what they're called, and they own the studio that is doing that We Happy Few Compulsion games or something like that they're called. And I think they've opened up a new studio as well called The Initiative. Santa Monica based studio, I think, something like that, again to focus on first party games. So that is good for Microsoft. That's something they need to do, so hopefully they can put these studios to good use and not do what they've done with Rare, which I don't want to talk about because it still hurts, it always will hurt, But it's a good thing, in my opinion, for Microsoft. They got to focus on those first-party games, because that's just what they've not been doing. They showed some DLC of Sea of Thieves. Don't give a shit. They showed... I'm really struggling here. This is why I should take notes, and I never do, and I never will do. But you know, this is me. You should come to expect this by now. Oh, they announced there's a new Battletoads game coming. That was it, just the announcement. So I love Battletoads, so hopefully they can get this right. But as interesting, Crackdown 3. I don't really care too much for that game. Looked okay, but it's been developing for such a long time. I just kind of feel like it's probably going to end up being an underwhelming game. That's been delayed until sometime early next year, I think. As expected, they announced another Halo game, Halo Infinity. I don't know. It's another Halo game, the 100th Halo game. I'm not a Halo fan, never will be, so it means nothing to me. And no surprise, another Forza game. You know, I guess unless you're sort of a Halo or a Forza fan, what else have they got really? Okay, and Gears, fair enough. Okay, Gears, I'm a fan of Gears, but that's about it for me. But speaking of Gears, yes, it was a bit... It pissed me off at first for Gears, right? They showed the... I was waiting, that's the one thing I was probably interested in. They showed the Gears logo, and the crowd was like, hey! And it turned out to be a Gears Funko Pop mobile game. And at that moment, I projectile vomited and nearly died. That could possibly be from the AIDS that EA gave me, but that was disgraceful. A Funko Pop mobile game on Gears of War. That's not even funny, is it? That's not even funny. I don't understand that those Funko Pop things, those ugly things with the big fucking heads. What's the deal with those? Who's buying those? Obviously a lot of people. I don't understand. Why would I want a big-headed plastic piece of shit? No offense if you collect them, but what are you doing? Seriously. So it's like, oh, are you kidding me? And then they was like, oh, no, we got another Gears game. It turned out to be some tactical strategy Gears game. It's like, come on! But then they did finally show Gears of War 5, which looks pretty cool. So I do look forward to Gears of War 5. 4 was really good. Obviously, not as good as 1, 2, or 3, but much better than that Sakashit Code Judgment. So I think Gears of War 5 will be a good one. Really, the only thing I'm interested in Microsoft-wise, really. But I look forward to that. It should be good, Gears 5. But yeah, apart from that, it was mostly the multi-platforms. But they showed some good stuff. They showed The Division 2, don't give a shit about that. Well, whatever, you know. I think it was that thing, you know, with Ubisoft, they show you the gameplay, then they have that scripted commentary over the top, which is so fucking ridiculous. Ubisoft, you need to watch how online games are played. Nobody talks anything like that. It annoys me that it's just... No, stop it. But I'm not interested in it. I know it's popular games, or some people will be. Noisy cars outside, do you mind? Try to do a video here. Fuck's sake. Nice surprise to me as well. They showed Dying Light 2, which I'm pretty excited for. Even though I am really fatigued with zombie games, I think I've been quite vocal about that in the past. But I did thoroughly enjoy the first Dying Light game, so I do look forward to this. Looks pretty cool. Although they were going on about, this is something we hear a lot about now, how, you know, your choices will have huge impact. Everyone's game is going to be different. This keeps getting said and it's never true. We're all basically going to be playing the same game. They need to stop spouting that shit. What's with that, you know? You'll be creating your own stories and... No, just... We're all playing the same game. The choices never really have that big of an impact. Just slow it down with that shit, okay? Right. But I look forward to it. Showed Just Cause 4, which looks pretty cool. They showed Kingdom Hearts 3. Looks pretty cool. They were focusing on the Frozen stuff. I think I'm not familiar with Frozen, but it's popular, isn't it? So they showed Metro Exodus. Got to see some proper gameplay. It looks awesome. Can't wait for that. That's coming out early next year, I think, or something like that. Also, they showed something for that PlayerUnknown's Battleground. I don't give a shit about those Battle Royale games, whatever they are. I'm sick of fucking Battle Royale. Just stop it. Just stop it. Right, stop it. No more of those. It's enough. Fuck off. The Battle Royale, right? Oh, also they announced Devil May Cry 5 finally. How fucking long has it been? It's been over 10 years, hasn't it, since Devil May Cry 4. I panicked at first because it showed silver-haired guy, sort of short hair with his guns and stuff. I was like, oh god, they've changed Dante's look again. It turned out I don't believe it was Dante. It was no, it wasn't Dante. I think it was Nero from Devil May Cry 4. Dante, old school Dante, is in the game. He's back. I don't know who else is going to be in there, but yeah, I think it should be good. I just want to really play as old school Dante. That's all I want, you know. And we're all going back to the proper Devil May Cry styles. It's ignoring the reboots. So hopefully it'll be good. It's the same director who directed one of my all-time favourite games, Devil May Cry 3, and he did 4 as well. I think he did work on the first game. He wasn't a director though, but it's in good hands. The guy knows what he's doing. So, and he was saying it's his best game ever. So I think it'll be good. But it's about time. So I'm glad to see Dante finally return. So that's pretty cool. Devil May Cry 5 right there. And right at the end, as rumoured, we finally got to see some Cyberpunk 2077 by CD Projekt Red, the creators of one of the greatest games ever made, The Witcher 3. I think they said it was in Game Engine, but we sort of got to see the theme, what the game's going to sort of be like in a way. Didn't see proper gameplay, but yeah, I think that game's going to be incredible. So when we'll ever see some actual gameplay, I don't know. But yeah, massively excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I think that game is going to blow us away. But yeah, that was it really for Microsoft. As I said, fuck all really in terms of exclusives. There's a bit stuff that dragged on a bit too much. They showed far too much time on Forza and you know, a bit too much blabbing. But they showed some interesting stuff, mostly multi-platforms. But there was a good showcase of games there. And it was a good conference. I enjoyed it. Probably so like maybe it was rated out of 10, maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. It was a solid conference. I enjoyed it. So swiftly moving on to Bethesda. I really enjoyed this conference. It was Bethesda. They're fun, aren't they? They've got a good sense of humour. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed this conference. It was good. You know, what's his name? Todd Howard. He's a funny guy. I like him. You know, he was on there for a while, and I like that guy. So yeah, we saw Fallout 76, and as rumoured, it is indeed an online Fallout game. So not for me personally. I didn't like Fallout 4, to be honest with you. I loved Fallout 3. I was super excited for Fallout 4, but Fallout 4 did nothing for me. Didn't like that game at all. And an online Fallout game isn't for me. But I'm sure a lot of people probably will enjoy it, and it's something they'd like. So I guess it's a big deal. Not something I care about. I won't be going anywhere near Fallout 76, to be honest with you. We also saw Rage 2, which I actually think looked pretty cool. It's a game no one really asked for, is it? But it's happening, we're getting it, and I think it could be cool. So, yeah, Rage 2, it looks fun. So, I'll keep my eye on that game. One of my favourite things, new Doom game, Doom Eternal. It was basically just a teaser trailer. They're going to show the actual game at, I think, QuakeCon in August. But it's Doom, super excited. I loved the Doom reboot. It was brilliant. Good to see Doom still going strong and arguably better than ever. I've seen so many video game series that I've grown up, you know, playing as a child, that I've got fond memories of, get absolutely fucking destroyed with today's industry. Sonic, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Final Fantasy, Command and fucking Conquer, and so on, but good to see Doom still going strong, and Doom is a very special one to me, so can't wait to see some more for Doom Eternal. Also, something I wasn't expected, there's another Wolfenstein game coming, so it didn't take long, did it? It's called Wolfenstein Youngblood. It's set in the 80s, and I think it's a co-op game. You're playing as two twin sisters, BJ's daughters. So I believe, is it BJ's daughters? Yeah, I think it is. Not exactly what I would have wanted out of a Wolfenstein game, but you know, I'll give it a chance. Could be good. So we'll see about that. Not something I'd say I'm excited for, but I'll keep my eye on it. Also, there was another teaser for a new IP. Apparently this was rumoured. I've not heard anything about it, but yeah, new IP from Bethesda. Always happy to see new IPs. We get far too many sequels, not enough new stuff. It's called Starfield, so it's like a sci-fi style game, but we've still got a lot to learn on that yet. But there was the announcement, so again, something I'll probably keep my eye on. So yeah, new IP. And finally, coming to the end, I wasn't too sure if this was going to get announced. I thought there was a possibility. I thought if this isn't getting announced this year, it's definitely getting announced next year. But it did indeed get announced this year. Well, Elder Scrolls, right? How long been waiting for this? They actually, it was funny, they took the piss out of how many times Skyrim's been released, which was, as I like Bethesda's humour. They said it's coming to like your smart fridge and it's coming to Etch a Sketch. It was pretty funny because obviously it's been ported so many times now. But yeah, they started off showing, again, a bit of a kick in the dick. We saw Elder Scrolls, and then it turned out to be, I think it's a mobile game, an Elder Scrolls mobile game. So it's like, oh god, don't you fucking do this, Bethesda. Oh, so, you know, again, it's a mobile game at E3, so you're going to lose a few points for that. They've no place there. But then they did actually finally announce it after how many fucking years has it been? Like, this has felt like forever. But yes, Elder Scrolls 6 has been announced. But that's it. There was no gameplay shown, just the announcement. Though, we knew it was coming, don't we? But, I don't know, I thought they might have shown some gameplay for us. How long has this thing been in development? Surely it's well underway. They could have shown something. Might show it later on another time, but it's coming. So, you know, glad it's finally been announced, and hopefully it'll go back to being a bit more hardcore. You know, Skyrim went a bit more casual. I enjoyed Skyrim, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as it's made out to be. I personally much prefer Oblivion. Many would say they much prefer Morrowind, but Oblivion's my personal favourite. But yeah, it's finally been announced, so Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe it'll get released next year, I don't know, but just looking forward to seeing some gameplay of that. It's been far too long a wait for. But yeah, overall, Bethesda's was a fun conference. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It was a fun conference, probably my favourite so far. I enjoyed it, but as I said, Microsoft was good as well. So yeah, still more to go. Still got Square Enix, we got Ubisoft, and we got Sony, and we got Nintendo. So still more to look forward to. Let's keep this going. You know, let's keep this going. Let's just forget about EA. As far as I'm concerned, EA was never even there. Theirs doesn't matter. But so far, so good with E3. I'm enjoying it. I look forward to more. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.